Today we're going to talk about getting into the Wing Chun stance and why it's important to have a good Wing Chun stance. Hey, welcome to Practice Wing Chun, where we discuss Wing Chun and answering training related questions. My name is Edgar, and this is episode 64 of Practice Wing Chun. And today, as promised, I'm going to talk about the Wing Chun stance. So this one's going to you, MR COD 6661. Now, let's just quickly go over the stance. In my style, this is how it looks, this is how it starts off. With feet together, hands open outwards. One more time, and that's it. So my heels are about shoulder width distance. This may be different from your style, but essentially this is the stance. Well, my lower body, upper body, I'm slightly leaned back so that my head is slightly away and behind my chest, right? So a better view of that is from the side. And this is pretty much the stance. And now the importance of getting in the stance or maintaining your stance, especially in Chi-Cell and things like that, is you want to make sure that you're not standing straight up. So for instance, a great example that I'm kind of guilty of myself is occasionally when I'm in my stance and I'm doing Chi-Cell, I kind of end up standing straight up. And that's can kind of cause some confusion in your mind, because let's say you have a good Tan cell, you have a good Bong cell, it's good, right? When everything's in place, your Tan cell and Bong cell is great, right? Now, sometimes it fails you, and you're kind of curious why, especially since you're doing the same thing. Your arms are matched up, your Tan cell is good, you know it's good, nothing's changed, but it becomes less effective. What happens? So the best way to demonstrate this is like a side view. So let's see, let's get back in the stance. Right, so let's say the Tan cell's here. Now, look, pay attention to my arms. I'm not moving my arms, but pay attention to when I stand up straight. Do you see what happened? From here, pay attention to the level of my Tan cell. Do you notice it? So when I stand up straight, even though my Tan cell didn't move, my body did, right? From a good position to not a bad position. And now because I don't notice that I'm standing up straight, I may try to readjust my Tan cell. Even though it was already good, it was just my stance that was bad, right? Because of how it looks now, I'm gonna try to just fix it visually by lifting my arm up. And what happens? I lose my angle. I created a 90-degree angle instead of the 135 in the regular Tan cell. So this is what happens when I stand up straight. I try to readjust to line up my fingertip with my opponent's nose, and instead of having a good angled Bong cell, a Tan cell, I'm now back at 90 degrees, which causes what? You create a leverage for your opponent to pock or pull down and kind of just disrupt you. And once again, this is because you stand up straight, you don't realize you're standing up straight, so you try to readjust your Tan cell to your opponent to realign, right? By changing your Tan cell this way instead of this way. So that's just something to think about, and of course, I'm guilty of this all the time. So that's why whenever we do Chi-Cell, my Sifu occasionally during the Chi-Cell round, he would say check, and this is where we have to check our form, make sure our stance is good, make sure everything's in place. And all the time, every student in class, I'm pretty sure every single student in class has to readjust, because it's just how it is. Your mind is so distracted by everything else going on in Chi-Cell that you forget about your stance, about staying in your stance. And of course, when you're starting off, initially it's going to be uncomfortable for you because it's weird. You know, Your knees are pointing inwards, your knees are slightly bent, you're leaning back, your hips are out. It feels weird, but it takes time. Every style does it differently. I think some styles do it wider or even more narrower, or toes pointing forward, or what have you. And that's just how every style is. It's slightly different. But this is how my style is, and why we try to focus a lot on staying and having a good stance, especially during Chi and things like that. So what about you? How's your stance? Are you aware of your body changing when you're standing up straight? Do you notice that on yourself? Maybe next time this happens, maybe become more self-aware of what's going on and realize that, oh, form check, get back into the stance. So let me know how that goes in the comments, and until next time, keep training.